Have you ever spent hours studying something only to forget it the next day? I used to struggle with this all the time. I'd cram for hours, feel confident, and then blank when I needed the information the most.
You're not alone. Millions of students face the same problem every day. The truth is, most of us try to memorize information the wrong way. We rely on sheer repetition or late-night cramming, hoping our brains will magically remember.
But what if I told you that some of the top students in the world, Japanese students in particular, have memory techniques that make remembering large amounts of information almost effortless? And what if these methods were backed by science, not just tricks or superstition?
That's what we're diving into today. By the end of this video, you'll know 5 proven memory techniques used by Japanese students, recommended by top neuroscientists. I'll break down each method, explain why it works in your brain, and show you how to apply it in your own studies, without cramming for hours or feeling overwhelmed. So if you've ever felt frustrated by forgetting what you studied, this video will change the way you learn forever.
One of the most powerful techniques Japanese students use is called spaced repetition. Instead of rereading a textbook chapter multiple times in one sitting, they review material at increasing intervals, like after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week. Neuroscience shows this strengthens neural connections, making recall easier over time. I used to ignore this and cram everything the night before an exam. The result? Almost everything slipped away within 24 hours.
Here's a simple way to apply it. After learning a new concept, review it briefly the next day. Then again after 2 days, then 4, then a week. Use apps or a calendar to schedule these reviews. Think of it like watering a plant at just the right intervals. Too often, it's wasted. Too infrequent, it wilts. Spaced repetition hits that sweet spot.
Another method is visual encoding. Japanese students often convert information into mental images.
For example, if you're memorizing a history date, say 1868, they might imagine a samurai holding a giant number 1868 on his armor. The brain remembers images far better than abstract numbers or words alone. I tried this for my own studies, starting with vocabulary. Instead of memorizing the word tenacious, I imagined a little turtle stubbornly climbing a mountain. Weird? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Tip: the more vivid and unusual the image, the easier it is to remember. Don't overthink it. Just let your imagination run wild. Japanese students are masters of chunking, breaking large information into small, meaningful units. Think about phone numbers. It's easier to remember 555-324-7890 than 555-324-7890. That's chunking in action. For studying, break a long chapter into sections, or memorize formulas in groups rather than individually.
I once had to memorize 50 anatomy terms. I grouped them by body system, muscles, bones, organs. Suddenly, it felt manageable. A common mistake is trying to memorize everything at once. Chunking reduces cognitive overload and makes recall faster and more reliable. Another key method is called the Feynman Technique. Richard Feynman, a famous physicist, suggested that the best way to learn something is to teach it to someone else. Japanese students use this constantly.
Here's how it works. Take a concept you want to learn. Explain it in simple language, as if you're teaching a friend. Identify gaps in your explanation, study again, and refine your teaching. I tried this with economics concepts, explaining them to a younger cousin. Not only did I retain the information better, but I also understood it at a deeper level. Warning: avoid using complicated jargon while explaining. The goal is clarity. If you can't explain it simply, you don't truly understand it.
Active recall is the backbone of Japanese student study success. Instead of passively rereading notes, They test themselves frequently.
Even a simple flashcard session counts. Neuroscience shows that recalling information strengthens memory pathways far more than rereading the textbook. I made 100 flashcards for chemistry reactions. Each day, I tested myself instead of rereading the textbook. After a month, I could recall almost everything, and exams felt less stressful. Pitfall: avoid checking the answers too quickly. Give your brain time to struggle. It's this struggle that makes the memory stick.
Finally, Japanese students emphasize mindful focus. Multitasking is the enemy of memory. When studying, they remove distractions, silence phones, and give full attention to one task at a time. Studies show this improves both comprehension and recall. I used to study with my phone beside me, thinking I could handle notifications. Big mistake. Once I started 25-minute focused study sessions with 5-minute breaks, I noticed a huge difference in retention. Tip: even small mindfulness habits, like taking a deep breath before starting, help signal your brain that it's time to focus.
Now, a few warnings before you start. Don't overdo it. Learning is a marathon, not a sprint. Trying all techniques at once can be overwhelming. Start with one or two, then layer others. Avoid passivity. Reading or highlighting alone won't cut it. Active engagement is key. And consistency beats intensity. Studying an hour daily is better than cramming 5 hours once a week. Remember, these techniques are tools. They won't magically make you a genius overnight, but they will make your brain work smarter.
Let's recap the 5 methods Japanese students use to remember everything. Spaced repetition. Review material at increasing intervals to strengthen memory. Visual encoding. Turn abstract concepts into vivid mental images. Chunking. Break large information into manageable groups. Feynman Technique. Teach to understand and remember better. Active recall and mindful focus. Test yourself regularly and study with full attention. Start small. Pick one method, practice it, and then layer the others. Over time, you'll notice your memory improving, and studying will feel less stressful.
If you apply just one of these techniques today, you'll be a step ahead of most students who are still cramming and stressing. Try it with your next study session. See how much more you can remember.
And if you want more practical, science-backed study tips, like how to triple your focus or memorize a whole chapter in a day, hit the subscribe button and join our learning community. Remember, great memory isn't about luck. It's about using the right methods consistently. Start today, and in a few weeks, you might surprise yourself at how much you can truly remember.